Thanks for joining our call. And I don't know if you've either started your journey to vibrant health or you're just looking to make an investment in yourself, which is the best investment that you can make. I'm Cala Stadel, and I'm from Burlington, Kansas, and I'm a mother of 7. And even though I was reluctant to start this, these are some things that you're going to feel. You know, you're going to feel better health, look younger, and bottom line, what I did was I got my sexy back. One of my friends says I went from the frumpy aunt to the sexy mom, and I am so excited that I did that. That's so cool, isn't it? So I've gone from a size 22. When I started, when I woke up in the morning, I was tired. I was in pain. I had joint pain all over the place. And I had tried and failed at so many things before, both healthy and unhealthy, because I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I thank God every day that I said yes, as much as I didn't want to fail again. And so I went in 8 days, I lost 13 pounds, 15 inches. I went on to lose in 6 months 80 pounds. In that first year, I went from a size 22 to an 8. And the key to it is that I was able to maintain that. You know, it's all about that. You can lose the weight, but gaining it back plus is what happens to so many people. You're going to hear from some friends of mine on this call that have all lost weight and gained, and that's what you're going to hear, what they've gained. But in 8 days, this is what you're going to look at being able to get. You're going to be able to get energy, because I got my energy back. My pain was gone. I had hope again, and, you know, literally had changed everything. So are you tired of failing because you've done it so many times and it was just temporary and you'd lose the weight only to gain it back plus, and you'd slowed your metabolism down and you'd wasted your money? Well, we have the answer for you, and it's safe, and it's natural, and it's effective. And so today, like I said, you're going to hear from some of my friends. You're going to hear some quick stories from them about how they have lost weight, regained their health, gotten energy back, and are able to keep it off. And they're going to go through their stories, and they're also going to give you some tips and tricks about how you can lose that weight, and it can be a sustainable lifestyle for you. It's not just going to be a hit and miss, get ready for a wedding or get ready for a vacation only to gain it back. This is something that you can live with, because, you know, it's not really only about the weight that we've lost. It's about the lives that we've gained. So this is what you're going to expect from the program, and then you're going to hear their stories. First, it's an 8-day detox to start off. It's a cleanse. It's a detox. It's going to reboot the metabolism. The first thing that you're going to get is you're going to get a plan, and you're going to have support. And, you know, you have to have a plan to go somewhere in your life. You're going to have the tools in this box, and I call it a box of hope and a box of freedom. And first, it's going to make your weight loss comfortable. You know, I hadn't had weight loss that was comfortable. My kids said, I'd rather you be fat than mean, because I was mean when I was doing a diet. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to build lean muscle, and you're going to be able to cut your carb cravings. And really, carbs are the culprit for weight gain. So we've got to get rid of that. Let's make it comfortable weight loss. The third thing the system's going to do is it's going to attack the core. Even if you're eating great and exercising, people still can't get the core of their body, and that's the bad fat. The fourth thing it's going to do is going to help build your immune system. It's going to help get rid of free radicals in your body, which is also going to help balance your blood sugar, balance your hormones, balance your pH. And fourth, the thing it's going to do is detox your body. It's like having a toothbrush, like you brushed your teeth this morning and you got that plaque off your teeth. Well, what this is going to do is help remove the plaque on the inside of you, and it's going to give you more energy and a flatter stomach. I mean, we all want more energy and a flatter stomach, so think about this as your toothbrush on the inside. It's also going to help you get rid of unwanted inflammation. Inflammation is a precursor to all disease. Your body does it to try to protect itself. It's great if you just sprained your ankle, but if you're walking around with it all the time, it does cause pain. So you can expect to lose 5 to 15 pounds, reboot a sluggish metabolism, fill your nutritional gaps, and now you're going to get to hear the stories from my friends, and I know they were skeptical just like you. So let me start off and go over to Miss Melissa. Melissa, are you there? And would you mind telling everybody what has happened for you?
Hi, Cala. Yes, I will be glad to. You really hit on a key point just now in that the system fills in the nutritional gaps. Prior to finding Singular, I was actually I was overweight. I was seeing a nutrition specialist for about 8 months, and they were taking me off of about 4 pages full of foods that I was supposedly allergic to. So I was eating very little. I had just a handful of foods that I was allowed to eat. And then I also was dealing with anxiety and depression, especially anxiety. I was miserable. And I also had an autoimmune disorder called rosacea, and it was in a chronic stage. My face was fully inflamed, and I had been seeing a dermatologist every 2 weeks for about 9 months. I had been on long-term antibiotics. They just kept upping the dose and to levels where I had to have my liver enzymes tested and all of that, and also was using very expensive creams. I went through about 6 or 8 very, very, very expensive creams trying to find one that would work, and none of them worked. It was not clearing up. I found Singular right before Thanksgiving. I did my 8-day detox just prior to Thanksgiving, and within 2 days, my anxiety was lifted. My husband came home after the second day and just said, "You're a different person. You're actually cheerful." And I was. I felt like my old self again. I felt like the younger person I knew. I had lots of energy, and I felt really happy. After about 5 days, I saw the inflammation in my face start to go away. And then within the 8-day challenge, I lost 5.4 pounds. Keep in mind, I had been seeing a nutrition specialist for about 8 months, and I had lost some weight during that time because I was eating hardly anything, but I had not ever lost 5 pounds in a week. So I was pretty excited. Another thing that happened is I realized that with the supplement, I had more control over, my eating habits. While I had been so deprived for the previous 8 months, I no longer felt deprived. I was eating things that I had not been allowed to eat, seeing my body change. And I also had a huge reduction in cravings. And one thing that I like to talk to people about is that, I started right before the eating holidays, all the Christmas parties and all of that. And a tip that I like to give to people is that when you go through those holidays, you can do this system. I was on the post-ignite during December, and that's just a healthy lifestyle and taking our supplements, and you get a cheat day every week. And so I just scheduled my cheat day whenever I had a party or an event to go to. And that worked out really nicely because I never felt deprived. If there was something I wanted or, I was going to a party, I did not have to go and just drink my water over in the corner and feel like I wasn't getting to have what everybody else did. That was my assigned cheat day. I didn't feel guilty about it. And by that point, I had a lot of control over my eating. So I could pick out, a spoonful or a little sliver of this or that I wanted a taste of. And I was completely satisfied with that. So anyway, during those eating holidays from just before Thanksgiving, middle of November, for the next 6 weeks, I did the Ignite and I did the Post-Ignite. And I went back to the nutrition specialist on January 3rd, and I had lost a total of 17 pounds. And she always weighed me on a body composition scale, and she could not believe it. The complete 17 pounds was 100% fat loss. And I was totally excited at that point, very pumped, because not only had I lost 17 pounds of fat during when I normally would have gained that much, I also felt great, had a lot of energy, and my face was clearing up. My skin was starting to look a lot better without any medications. I was so excited during that time that I started telling everyone I knew about it. people that knew me well could just see a difference in me, just my personality, because I felt so much better, and started asking me what was going on. And so I just started sharing with people, and during the month of December, I actually was able to earn $1,200 by helping others. And I went on to lose 90 pounds in the next 10 months. And by the end of that 10 months, in less than a year, I was making between $6,000 and $7,000 a month. And that was over twice what I used to get paid as a teacher. So I was pretty excited about my new lifestyle, my new health, and just feeling 15 to 20 years younger and looking great, feeling great.
I love it. One of the things that you said, I could always do low carb and lose the weight, but as soon as I added sugar back in, Katie barred the door. And they told me, because here I was 24 pounds down in a month, and I didn't want to test it because I know what happens to me. And I remember, okay, it's before 2. My favorite thing was chocolate cake with vanilla icing. I took cupcakes to my kids' preschool, and I said, okay, you said I should do this. I'm supposed to have the things that I want. You can do the right things 80% of the time and, get your results, and it will help rebirth the metabolism again. And I'm like, okay, I sprinkled my cheat on my cupcake, and I ate it. In the middle of that cupcake, I was like, oh, my gosh, this is so rich. And I was like, I had heard people say that before. Oh, my gosh, this is so rich, I can't eat it. I'm like, I had never experienced that. I'd never had too much money. So that was that was something that I couldn't comprehend. And I'm like, this must be how skinny people feel, It's like I can have a little bit of this and walk away. It doesn't have to draw. So I love your story. Thank you so much, Melissa, for being on this journey with us and supporting so many people and helping them into the same freedom. Our test is now our testimony. I love that. Okay, now I'm going to go over to another dear friend, Joanne. Are you there? And would you mind telling us what's happened for you and if you have any tips you'd give?
I would love to. When I got started on these products, I was 63 years old, and I lost my job. I was looking for financial freedom from an unhealthy living situation that I was in, and I truthfully was not looking for weight loss because I really didn't care at that point. I had just decided to be a fat Grammy and just keep buying bigger clothes. But when I did get started on these products in November, back in 2012, I'd lost 6 pounds and got my body balanced and cleansed of its carb and sugar addiction, and I got my fat burner started in those first 8 days. And this Ignite system, it just blasted me. I went on to lose 44 pounds total with 10 inches off my waist in the following 7 months, and I went from a size 16 to a size 4. I mean, that was huge because I wasn't doing any exercise. And I no longer suffer from acid reflux, and my cholesterol levels are now optimal. I'm 67 now, and I have maintained this for over 3.5 years. And that's, that is just not what my pattern was before. So, this is really about a lifestyle change, not a diet. And so during the 8 days, I learned when to eat certain foods and have better alternatives that have helped me maintain my weight loss and stay healthy. And that's really important for me because the older you get, the more prone you are going to be to disease. And I love that these products build up my immune system. So a few tips that I used was like your meal should all have some kind of lean protein in it. And eat the good carbohydrates like the brown rice, the brown bread, the brown pastas before 2 o'clock so that they don't stick to your body and accumulate as fat, because that's what they do when you don't have time to burn them off. And also eliminate the white carbohydrates like potatoes and white rice, white bread, white pasta. And that pasta was my downfall. I'd eat that every single night. And I didn't care. I mean, it was just like every night I was sitting eating bags of chips and bags of cookies and ice cream. And it showed on me because, what we consume on a daily basis reflects on our body. It's the truth. So if you're hungry in the evening, for one thing you want to do too is stick to dark green veggies and lean protein later in the day with occasional brown rice if you like, but don't do it on a regular basis as far as the brown rice. If you're hungry in the evening, choose a protein or a lean smoothie with Global Blend instead of eating those carbs because they will attach as fat. So, it's true that We just have to get these products in our body and let them do the work for us. They are a tool for us to use for the long-term success with our new lifestyle. Thanks, Cala.
I love it. And, if you would have told me that I had to do that, I would have said that's going to be too hard for me. But this actually makes it comfortable. You really don't have the draw to it. But I love those tips, and I love you. So thank you so much, Joanne. And now I'm going to go over in Kansas to a real hot chick now. I mean, so are the last two we talked to. But Robin, are you there, and would you mind sharing your journey?
No, I'm happy to. I started struggling with my weight kind of late high school, early college. I've had some hormonal issues that they couldn't quite figure out, and by the time I was married, I'd been diagnosed with polycystic ovary disease, which is linked to diabetes, all kinds of other issues. I remember after my first child, and I mean, like after I'd already delivered, I kept gaining and gaining, and I went in and said, like, I am gaining weight, and I'm, not eating bad. And the gynecologist, she patted me on the hand and said, that's just how it's going to be for you with polycystic ovary. It's nearly impossible to lose weight. And, that was a slap in the face to me because I don't think anybody ever in my life has ever told me it's impossible. No, you can't do it. And from there, I really worked on it for years and never really got anywhere, and I tried everything. And then Kara Cunningham came to me and said, you need to try this. This works. This is an awesome system. And if it would have been anybody else, I would have blown them off probably, but I knew Kara well. We been friends for a long time, and where she had done it. And I looked at it and thought, this could work for me. I had a pathologist look through it because I wanted to know it was safe. I had already done phentermine and knew that it was not very safe and it wasn't a sustainable weight loss program. And it makes you grouchy. No one wants to live with anyone that's grouchy. So I started in August 2012, and I lost 84 pounds in 6 months. All symptoms of polycystic ovaries have subsided. If I went in today, you could not even diagnose me with it. I was pre-diabetic. I'm a lab tech. With a biology degree, when I started, I checked my labs, checked my cholesterol and triglycerides weren't high, but after 3 months they had dropped substantially. My A1C had went from 6.8, which is nearing diabetic, to 5.3, which is low normal. My mean glucose dropped, blood pressure dropped, pulse, everything on paperwork looked much better. And then I went on to lose 6 more pounds after that. And for me, the exciting thing is I've seen it repeated over and over. I've had no trouble keeping my weight off. And I'm the smallest I've ever been. Even when Kara and I were in high school, I was never this small, never this lean. And it just totally, even after I lost the weight and kept going, it totally reshaped my body.
I know that I have to throw this in there. You've lost all this weight, and it's like people are losing huge amounts of weight, and it's like most of the time when you lose that kind of weight, you're looking at having hanging skin and all that. And I saw you in that bikini, and you look good. But anyway, go on.
Well, thanks. But, I don't know. I think it's just you give your body what it needs, and it runs efficiently. Just like they were saying with some autoimmune disease. You give the body the nutrition it really needs, you'll be surprised at how efficiently it can start to run. With the insulin resistance, I kind of went about it a little bit different than the normal 8-day plan, but it's worked really well for me. And the supplements, just like I said, if you give your body what it needs, it runs better and gets better and better and better.
So why don't you tell us what would your tips be? Because, most of the time when you have a lot of weight to lose, you're an insulin-resistant person.
Insulin resistant, go longer runs. Don't just do 8-day cycles. I took out the grains on the grain days and just either did a low-carb tortilla or would do a little bit of hummus or something like that. I stayed about the same net carbs all the time, which for me was 25. And I'd say go longer runs. Or if you're diabetic or have any signs of insulin resistance, go longer runs, because what it does it's not always the best in the 8 days, but it builds a snowball cycle, and it gets better and better. Like, I think I only lost 4 maybe on my 8 days, but I lost 26 pounds that month. After that first 8 days, it got better and better and better. So stay hooked.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
A lot of girls can do really well on the 8-day, but an insulin-resistant girl might be a little slower, but don't let that get you down. If you just stay going, it will snowball and get better. But it's just going to take a little longer for your body to correct its metabolism.
Great, great keys. Thank you so much. Kara Cunningham, you were the one that shared with her, and you were the one that started this time of the year, and I am excited for you to share your story. Will you do that for me?
I will, Cala. Thank you. And I just have to say that, yes, Robin was hot, and she didn't give her numbers, but she lost 90 pounds, and she went from a size 16 to a size 2. And I can tell you, we wore size 9s. We shared clothes in high school. And who would have thought that she would be a size 2 in her mid-30s after having 3 kids? Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's done the same to me. I haven't had quite those runway look results, but I essentially went from a size 16 to a size 4-6, and I did that. I started 3 years ago. I started right after Thanksgiving. The month of December was my very first month, and I was pretty skeptical. You know, I tried lots of different things without success, and in fact, at the beginning of that year, I had set a New Year's resolution to lose weight, and I had tried it with exercise and healthy eating and lost 10 pounds in 4.5 months, and then had a knee injury and gained it back. And so when I started this system, I was skeptical. My first 8 days, I lost 10 pounds in 8 days without any exercise. So just in comparison, 10 pounds in 4.5 months with diet and exercise, 10 pounds in 8 days with our supplements and our meal plan, out of this world, amazing. I continued to use the product in the month of December and dropped 21 pounds. I ate the Christmas big feasts with my family. I ate New Year's Eve party food, and I still lost 21 pounds. Went on to lose 40 pounds by the end of 2 months. By the end of January, I was down 40 pounds, no exercise. By the end of 3 months, I was down 50 pounds, no exercise. At that point, I decided I did feel better. I jiggled, I shook, and I rubbed less. I know that's a crazy visual, but it's true. I felt better, and it was easier than ever when I added exercise. Lost 65 pounds in 4.5 months. So by April, started in December, by mid-April, I was down 65 pounds in about a size 6 and decided this is as good as it's going to get for me. I was that 9 when I graduated high school, and I'm in my late 30s and have had 3 kiddos, and my youngest kiddo was very, very young at the time. So I was just, a year off of having her, and went into maintenance and still lost another 10 pounds without trying. And now, I've maintained for over 2.5 years that size 4-6. It's crazy to me. I feel better than ever. I've done it with that knee injury. I mentioned that knee injury I had that stopped me exercising at the beginning of 2011. I exercise now with that knee injury that was never repaired. The products make me feel great, and I'm an endurance athlete. I mean, I've run half marathons. I've done mountain hikes, big 38-mile bike rides, and it holds up as well. So it's just crazy what the products and the meal plans have done for me and how quick it happens. 40 pounds in 2 months in the winter, that is crazy. I did want to share with you a little bit about the tips that I used, because you can do this right now during the holiday season. And in fact, I would tell you it's the best time ever to do it. What better gift could you give yourself than the gift of health and confidence, feeling better, looking better, being that better person? So gift that to yourself. You're worth it. But the tips that I have, one is the choices. I did eat those big holiday feasts, but when it wasn't those days, I ate healthy. I followed our meal plan. But on those days where I had that big Christmas dinner in front of me, I still decided, I'm going to eat my protein and my fiber first, my meat and my vegetables first, and I'm going to eat my carbs last and see if I fill up before I stuff my face with carbs. And it worked. Some other things that I did differently during those holiday feasts is before I would maybe sit in the kitchen and visit with my relatives, and I would graze all day long before the meal and all day long after the meal. And it was just constant eating. I still had a huge plate of food, But I limited myself, and I took my conversation with relatives, with friends and family to the living room, away from all those little things that you can graze on all day long and not realize, that you're consuming 5,000 calories or whatever it may be on those days. I use my supplements, of course. We have supplements that help reduce calories. We have supplements that help speed up your metabolism so you're burning them off quicker, and we have some that help with bloating. And so just by adding those to those holiday feasts, that really helps as well. And then also, I didn't worry about the fact that I was taking those cheat days. Melissa talked about the cheat days. Actually, what I found with my body is my body metabolism speeds up when I take a cheat day. So let's say I do an 8-day plan. I lose, on average, 9 to 12.5 pounds when I do an 8-day. But then my body will start to plateau a little bit. If I take a cheat day, sure enough, what's going to happen if I'm going to eat a big Christmas dinner, the next day I'm going to step on the scale and I'm going to be up 2 or 3 pounds. When that first happened to me, I was a little freaked out. But you know what I learned about my body? I'd get back on the scale after going right back to the plan the next day and doing a course correction. And in that first day back, I would lose about 5 pounds. It sped up my metabolism, and then I would keep going. And so I love cheat days, and I love carb cycling. That's essentially what our 8-day meal plan and our long-term meal plan teaches is carb cycling, and it is great. And my metabolism now, I'm going to be 40 in just a couple months, and it's better. I swear it's better than it was when I was in my 20s. I can drop weight when I want to with these products in the meal plan better than ever. So those are my tips. I did want to share a little bit of my financial story with you as well because, this is a hard month for people to come up with extra funds. I do think it's worth it. We have 100% empty bottle money back guarantee. And so I had no money when I started, and it was the Christmas season, and I was buying gifts for my kiddos and everything else. But I thought I have no risk, none, because if these don't work, I can get my money back. And, our 8-day plan says you'll lose 5 to 15 pounds in your first 8 days. So I thought I'm going to give it a go, and if I don't, I'll send it back. But it did work. It worked huge. 21 pounds in my first month. And I didn't give you the stats on in those 2 months that I lost 40 pounds. But in 2 months, by the end of January, I'd gone from a 16 to a 9. So that's huge. But there's a financial opportunity there as well. My first month, I shared with some family, and I made a little over $100. Not great, but it was $100 that I didn't have before. I think it was $115 actually. The month of January, I actually posted a before and after picture of my face on Facebook because Miss Robin Packard, who you just heard from, called me on the phone, and she's a bold kind of a gal, and she said, you know what, you're telling everyone on Facebook you're losing weight, but you haven't posted a picture, and I'm going to have to see it to believe it. And I didn't want to post a picture yet because I wasn't where I wanted to be, but I did just to prove to Robin. And guess what? Posting that picture made me $505 in the month of January, just about 6 weeks into starting these products. By February, I was making over $1,000 a month. And since then, in the past 3 years, it's been phenomenal. I've been a college professor for 17 years, and I am making, oh my gosh, I haven't even done the math, so much crazy more money now getting healthy and helping other people do the same than I make with teaching and that I could ever make with teaching because there isn't the opportunity to establish wealth with the type of career I was in. And so I've been blessed by this company a million times over because it got me healthy. It got my kiddos healthier too. We take these products right now. It's the cold and flu season. My kids and I have been sick 1 time in 3 years. Before that, we were sick 3 or 4 times a year, each one of us. And so it's getting us healthy. I have more confidence. I have more financial freedom. I've been able to do things that I never, ever would have guessed. And I did it as a gift to myself in the month of December. And I encourage you all who are listening to this to do the same for yourself. You won't regret it.
I keep getting chills, and this is what I love. I love the fact that we're getting to do this together. It's kind of like when you go to college, you're all doing the same thing. Well, we have people that are going to support you, that you get to have fun with, and that want your success, and I love it, and we know because we've walked it out, and we know that it can happen for people. So thank you guys for listening, and I want you guys to think about a couple things. One, people normally have 2 questions at this point. How much does it cost, and how can I get it? So as for how much does it cost, well, I kind of want you to think about how much is it costing you right now. First of all, have you priced a heart attack or cancer lately? It's pretty expensive. Even just going to the doctor for, like Melissa, for her autoimmune problems, that cost her great. So how much is it costing you not to, to have the extra weight? Is it costing you doing things with your family? How much is it costing you not to have the energy for the people that you love the most? What would it be like? I want you to think about this. Are you excited right now about getting dressed to go somewhere? What is it costing you? What would it be like to be excited to go into your closet? Are you excited about getting pictures taken and being seen in a picture? I know I deleted every picture that I ever found. So what if in the next 30 days you could feel better, look younger, and have a glow to you, actually, that you could lose 10 or 20 pounds, that you could have a smaller waist? You know, I want you to think about how much is it costing you. What are you paying in prescriptions right now? What is it costing you to miss a day's work because you're sick or your kids are sick? You know, even going to the doctor. I believe that this is really only a transfer of what you're already spending. You're paying for energy. You know, you're probably having junk food that you won't be craving. You're doing it with pop or coffee or 5-hour energy drinks. This is really just a transfer. So, you know, how much does it cost? Well, you know, you can set yourself up. You can take these nutrient-dense products that are really at the top of my grocery list, because all the other stuff I'm eating obviously isn't getting me where I need to go. You're not going to be craving this stuff. So no matter what, you're going to have those nutritional gaps filled, and you're going to feel amazing. And short term, you're going to have the energy, the mental focus, and you're not going to be hungry. So I put it at the top of my grocery list. You know, this is actually real food that's going to a cellular level. So how much is it? I say you can get started anywhere from $1.50 a day up to $15 a day if you wanted to have everything that we have in our line and actually set yourself up for total success. And I want to tell you that you're worth it. One of my friends says it like this. He said he made it an uncomfortably affordable investment in himself so that he would commit to it. I want you to commit to it. Set yourself up for success. You know, all those other things that you've bought that didn't work and then set on your shelf, you don't have that problem, just like Kara said. This is an empty container money-back guarantee, and that's how we'd want it to go back. You can't rub on the box and get results, but you can put it in your body, and if you say that it didn't do what you wanted it to do, you can send those bottles back and you can get all of your investment back. So this is what is going to happen here. One, you're going to get products that work. Second, you're going to have a lot of non-scale victories. You're going to not, things that you know, I think it's a setup from God that I had my weight. My weight became my biggest asset in my life because I've been able to help so many other people. But I didn't realize that we're not doctors. We can't make any claims. That you've heard a lot of things that happen here, but people with asthma, allergies, high cholesterol, migraines, diabetes, high blood pressure. It's just crazy the stories that people get from non-scale victories and just energy alone. Then third, you're going to be a walking billboard, and you might want to be one of those closet users and not let anybody know, but most of us have a diet club that we do things with, or people that join us. Now you're going to have this wellness and weight loss program that's going to pay you. You can actually be paid to lose weight. You've heard about that and feel great, and I don't know if there could be any greater thing. So you're going to want to tell those people that you love and care about, and even if you don't want to tell them, they're going to see it on you, and they're going to be asking you, so you aren't going to be able to keep it a secret. So what I want to tell you is you need to get back with the person who shared this with you. They cared enough about you. You know, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but I believe that there aren't any accidents, and we have an opportunity to pay it forward. So I just want to tell you, if you get started and you find 4 of your friends, kind of like being a hostess, that want to get their sexy back, it's kind of like a support group for getting your sexy back. You get to put this on your credit card and you share this with 4 friends, and I believe that it's not going to cost you money to get started. You're actually going to make money to get started. So here's some highlights. One of the things that you can get is for $19.95, you get a wholesale membership. You can buy it retail, but I'm like, why would anybody buy something retail when they can buy it wholesale? They're going to give you a website, and when you refer your friends to that website, it's first of all time, date, stamped. So anybody that comes in the company after you is actually going to be under you as far as profit sharing. You get a chance to have a monthly bonus. You get a chance to have daily pay, and right now is the perfect time to start a business, even if you're trying to make money, because our government affords you, it equals about $20 a day in deductions of stuff you're already spending money on. So think about that. It's actually costing you not to be on the program. You need to hear that. It's costing you $20 a day. Do you have internet service? Do you drive your car? Do you have a cell phone? So here's some key things that we do. We pay people daily. You refer someone to your website, and the company's going to send you a thank you check. Your friend's going to buy it for the same price that you did. You didn't have to exchange money or carry any inventory, and they get to buy it just online, just like we're all used to doing it. I've been doing all kinds of Christmas shopping online. I love that. They're going to send you a thank you check in the mail. Like I said, you get a chance to be in profit sharing for a company. You get a chance to have free travel incentive and fun and support and friends, and you really have no risk. You know, when you break it down, you know what, it's actually costing you not to join us. So we're asking you to come with us. If you want to see the breakdown exactly of the 2 best packages that I would suggest getting started with, although we can start you with your budget and you know, what your goals are, go to www.thebestpackages.com. thebestpackages.com, and it's going to show you what's in both of the 2 best packages to get started. I want to thank all of you guys. I love you so much. I am so glad that we're on this fun journey together, traveling the world, getting ready. All of us are getting ready to go to Cancun in a month. We'll be together on the beach of the world, and it's just the beginning for you. So thank you guys so much for taking the time. Get back with the person that put you on here, and don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to share it even before you get your own results. Say, hey, do this with me. It's so much more fun to do it with someone. You guys make it a great day. I appreciate your time.